Okay, good evening. This is the regular monthly meeting of the Simsbury Water Pollution Control Authority. I'm Michael Park. I'm filling in for our chair and our vice chair, so I guess I'm the vice chair. Uh, Present is me, Ed Kelly, Tom Hickey, Lucian Dragulski, Jacques Brignac, Tom Roy, and we're waiting for Tony Piazza, and of course Allison Sturgeon, our clerk, who keeps us honest. So, did I really say that at the last meeting? Yeah, you did. It's in the minutes. A safety brief. There's an obvious safety brief I can give, but you all know what I would say about the current situation. So I would just say the last evening showed us this kind of on again, off again New England weather. So just drive carefully. Sometimes it really gets kind of unpredictable. And also the bears are still out trying to bulk up for the winter. And so I would urge you to keep your trash secure and your grills secure. We had one a couple nights ago. We had an ornamental pumpkin on the front steps right by the front door, and a bear ate it.
Same thing happened to us.
Yeah.
Took it right off the front steps.
Yeah. And our trusty guard dogs were sound asleep in the living room, missed the whole thing. so yeah, great. Okay, so I've got all this on my other computer. So the first item is Pine Hill Owners Association sewer upgrade request. I guess, do we need Tony for that, or Tom?
I think I can cover this one nicely for you.
Okay.
So we met last month with a number of the residents from the Pine Hill Homeowners Association. They are in a situation that I think we've seen a few times before here, where their homeowners association has the undesirable situation where they own their own sanitary sewers. Okay. And the sanitary sewers were constructed in a way that do not meet the current codes and standards that the WPCA would need them to meet in order for us to take them over. This would be very similar to what happened a couple years ago with Maple Court, where the folks in Maple Court petitioned us. We were able to put together a design, and then we rehabbed all of their sanitary sewers and assessed them for the appropriate cost. This is a little bit larger of a development. It's about 42 homes, I believe, where the Maple Court was closer to 15 or 16 homes. One of the things that we were able to do, and I think it was voted on last time by this board, is we sent out our video inspection truck to try to give them a good understanding of what was their the condition of the existing sewers they owned. Unfortunately, the results came back that they're in pretty poor condition. The camera was not able to make it through a number of the lines due to blockages, offset joints, that type of thing. So the one hope had been that they may have been able to get away with a cheap fix, which would be to line the sanitary sewers. However, the lining companies are not going to be able to line a sewer if they can't get a camera through it. They don't want to blindly put in a pipe liner. We are working with them as much as we can to provide information to them on our process. They have also requested, and they've made somewhat of a petition to members of the Board of Selectmen, as to whether some of the town's ARPA funding would possibly be allowed to be used for this project. Right now, our current understanding is that it would not, but if it is something that would be eligible, I think it would be interesting to see if we could do that. And I put together a list working with Tony and Mike LeClaire of all of the other privately owned sewers in town. So again, if we were going to look to make this decision, that we would be doing it holistically, not just for this one neighborhood, but all of the residents that are in a similar situation.
Tom, what was the name of that funding again? What's that?
ARPA, or the federal COVID funding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been challenging because although there's some big dollar values associated with it for Simsbury and other communities, it's it has a number of restrictions at this point, and we want to make sure that we're very careful to only use it for what it's allowed to be used for.
Yeah, in light of the situation in West Haven, I assume, right?
I didn't say it, but I didn't disagree with you, Ed.
Okay.
So where are we now with regard to this board?
I think right now, with this board, we are going to, the board can sit tight and we're waiting to see if they want to go forward with a formal petition. We had a very productive meeting with them where we explained to them the process, which is kind of a new thing we've been doing rather than go to the point of having a full petition and then halfway through the process, explain to them exactly how things work. We've changed things around to start with an informational meeting. I think we've all seen how residents can become very upset when they feel their fate is in your hands.
Yeah.
Whereas we're saying right up front, this is how the process works. And if you ask the WPCA to evaluate this, you're turning over a level of control. And although everybody's fair and reasonable, we want to make sure they go into the process eyes wide open.
Yeah, that's a great procedural change on your end for sure.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we had one or two of those meetings that were a little difficult, and fortunately we were able to learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a status report, but we don't have Tony.
Oh, I'm going to do my best to fill you in on what I can fill you in on. I think the biggest one right now, or the only one I think really worthy of taking some time to talk about, is the Woodland Street project. I don't know if any of you have driven by the Woodland Street project.
Yeah.
Again, very similar to the situation with Pine Hill Homeowners Association, where Dino Nobel had owned the sanitary sewer that was in Woodland Street. And they are so good at so many things. One of the things they're not good at, though, is being the owner of sanitary sewers. So they've invested, I think in round numbers, it's about $1.5, $1.6 million in this project that the WPCA and DPC consulting engineers designed. We're in construction right now with Tobacco Brothers, which is a company out of Bristol. So far, the work is progressing very nicely. And we're hoping to have everything wrapped up probably early spring, at which time we're going to be in a position to take over those sanitary sewers. There's a little bit of pressure to complete the job in a timely manner because that small bridge over Hop Brook right there on Route 10 is scheduled to be replaced next summer as part of a DOT project. And we want to be done and out of the way before DOT comes to town. And Dino Nobel has been an excellent partner in this project.
Good.
But you're not going down as far as that bridge, are we?
We're going to be actually on either side of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a strange setup. The sewer line actually crosses just north of the bridge, and it's a difficult crossing. So on that one, we're actually going to line the existing sewer. We've done some neat things. One of the other things we did is we did pipe jacking along Route 10. So there's one area we didn't dig up because if we did, we would have had to remove, there was a very large sycamore tree there, which, was somewhat important to the neighborhood, certainly important to the town. And again, there's been a tremendous amount of coordination, I would say at least weekly, if not more frequently, with all of the homeowners as to where we are, what's next, where to park, all of that kind of thing. So I think Allison's been helping out quite a bit with that as well.
Good.
Okay. Let's see, I'm bouncing between computers here. Facility report.
Okay.
I don't see anything here I have any questions about. Anyone else?
I think the only one, I think Tony probably mentioned last month that we did hire our new inspector, Tony Lopez. He's been a great addition. We're kind of excited about that. We do unfortunately still have an open operator position. It's been very tough to fill. So we're hoping maybe once we get through the holidays that we can kind of really refresh that advertisement on some of the sites and get somebody in to fill that position.
Okay. And anything else on the metrics?
I'm funny. I am not as into the metrics as Tony. What I always love to say is we're meeting all of our permit requirements.
Yeah, looks like. Okay, and then correspondence. There's a letter. Director of Operations, Curaleaf.
Yes, Curaleaf, which is using the site which used to be part of the Eversource site at the south end of town on Route 10. Curaleaf is the I don't know what the official term is, if it's cannabis that they refer to it as, but they're medical marijuana. I'm not sure exactly which they prefer to be used as, but that's the facility. They're expanding once again, and the FCC is going to be just shy of $60,000. I haven't dealt with them directly. Tony's been working with them. They've been very understanding that this is a cost of business, and they see the value in it. And there's really no issues on that other than some good revenues coming into the authority.
Good. Okay. And then the minutes. I guess the last one. The minutes of November 18th. Has everyone had a chance to read them? Any corrections, additions, amendments? No. Hearing none, a motion to approve the minutes of November 18th.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of November 18th as submitted.
A second? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 One abstention.
And I think we may have set the record here. I will harass Paul about that. I beat you. Motion to adjourn.
So
moved.
Oh, sorry, Tom. I know you're the one that always does that. Sorry.
Am I? Is that my reputation?